Well, I am so excited to be here with Sarah Grandinetti. Sarah, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And Sarah, so you are a certified facilitator for Access Consciousness, but also for the Being You kind of team and that whole platform that they have as well. And that's why we're here to chat. We're going to chat about Being You.
It's my favorite topic. So
yeah,
let's chat.
You. So we're going to start because there's a lot of different elements to this. So we're going to start one of the things. So Being You, I'm just going to put the book up here. Everything you're doing kind of came from Being You, Changing the World by Dr. Dane here. And that's Sarah's brother. He wrote this book back in 2011.
Yes.
And it really is changing the world. And I'll just tell you briefly about how it changed my world. And you know the story. I read this. I picked this up in 2017 November, and I'm always reading. I'm learning. I'm reaching out there. I'm seeking. I'm finding and doing all these things. But this book really touched me in a way, and kind of blew the lid off of my reality. And I can't say that about too many things. It just blew the lid off my reality and actually had me asking questions in a way that I've never asked them before. And again, what an amazing experience. And I'm so grateful that I connected with this book. So we connected.
We did.
We connected in May. Just talking to you, you did a Being You bash on Facebook, a live Zoom call, and all around the country. And you brought people all around the country into talking about the whole Being You experience. And I watched that. I was there, and I called you immediately afterwards.
Immediately, it was pretty much immediately.
Immediately, and said, "Talk to me about this. Talk to me about this, Sarah." So let's just first talk about you and who are you, and tell.
Who am I?
Yeah.
Well, my name is Sarah, as you said.
Yeah.
I live in Los Angeles, California, and I own a salon business there, and I've been doing hair for about 15 years. And I have 4 kids, and I also get to travel the world teaching these classes, and Being You, Changing the World is one of the classes I get to teach, and it is by far often my favorite. I love it so much because it really is what people are seeking but can't seem to find. It's these tools, because everybody's telling us in this society, like, be you, be your authentic self, and it's on every billboard everywhere. I think Oprah even had it on the front of her magazine, but there are no tools on how to get there. So we got the message that we're supposed to be more of authentically us, but how do we get there? And so what this book has done over all these years is invited people to that possibility, and now there's a way to go sit in a room with people who are seeking the same thing, have a facilitator ask you some questions, share some tools, and then you get to take something away that's totally different than anything else I've seen out there.
Yeah, and I think the thing too about the whole, is it a Being You movement? I mean, would you even call that?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I like that, a Being You movement, because so many times I think in our lives, and I can only speak for myself, I can't speak for anybody else, but we're going through life and we're trying to please other people, and we're trying to be this for somebody else, and be this for our parents, or for our kids, or for our spouse, or for our friends, and we kind of lose ourselves. We totally lose ourselves in the process. And we talked this morning, we were on the radio show, we kind of talked this morning that it starts like at a really young age, where you just kind of get lost.
Yeah, so when we're kids, so mom and dad are trying to also be the right parent. They're trying to do it right. And then they bring this baby into the world, and not from any wrongness, but they desire so much for this kid to grow up. And oftentimes we'll try to protect the child from making the same mistakes they did, or how they were judged when they were growing up, or the hardships they had. So they're constantly telling little people, which was us when we were younger, how to get it right, how to do it right, but that's still from their point of view and their life experiences. So we grow up and we're like, okay, mom and dad, okay, teachers, okay, and love teachers, it's not that. They're also trying to do their best and contribute to young people. But we grow up and then we're like, okay, cool, I'll take that from there, I'll take that from there, and then I'll build me out of the building blocks of someone else's point of view and reality, and we don't ever get to access who we be and how we want to show up in the world. We're just trying to get it right by so many other people's points of view.
Yeah, the big thing, so you came in last night and this week, and we had a taster last night about the whole Being You conference, which we'll talk about the event itself in a little bit.
Yeah.
But came in and a group of people came together. It was so amazing. And some of the questions that you asked were about asking questions. And the thing I love about that conversation is, let's just ask a question. Now that seems very simple, but some of the questions I used to ask myself was, what's wrong with me? Why am I not getting this right? Why is this happening to me personally or in my business? Well, what's wrong with me? And that question doesn't really allow a whole lot of possibilities. So I'm gonna let you talk about that for just a minute.
Okay, so I love that, because the thing is, you're not alone, okay? Most of us function from that. What's wrong with me? The way to find out what's right is to first find out what's wrong and what you have to fix. And when you fix that, then you'll get it right. But what's actually possible is when we look at creating our life from the questions create possibilities. Questions give you an awareness of what else you can choose, what else you can create. But when you go to conclusion looking for the answer, you usually narrow it down to one or two things, and then you're back and forth between, do I leave this job, do I keep this job, do I leave this job, do I keep this job? And what's in between when you ask a question is, what else would I like to create here? And then it doesn't have to be either one of these things. You can just add something to your life that makes you happier, creates more joy. And so when people start to get that they can ask a question about what they're choosing as their life, it is like the littlest drop in the ocean of possibility. Like it opens up so many doors. And that's one of like the easiest tools to get, is to ask a question and not go to the wrongness of the question, but hey, what's right about me that I'm not getting? How does it get any better than this? What else is possible here that I haven't considered? And those things will start to give you more awareness in the creation of how you want to show up in the world. Yeah,
and I feel like for just our time together today, the question that, I mean, there's a lot of questions I now ask, but the biggest one is what else is possible in any situation. If it's good, bad, indifferent, what else is possible from this? So, all right, so let's talk about the event that's coming up at the end of September, which I'm so excited and so honored to be co-hosting here in Omaha, Nebraska, because you do this around the country, and this is kind of a global like movement and thing. You know, your brother's doing this around the world, but Omaha, Nebraska, September 27th through the 29th. What can people expect? I mean,
well, I'm going to take a moment on your show to acknowledge you and the creator you are, because you were the invitation for this possibility. And so I walked in your shoes a little bit this week to see you're such a gift to Omaha, and you are being you, and you're being vulnerably you, and you're being an invitation. And that really is what this class invites more of. And that's the gift that you are to the world, Andy, and I'm so grateful to even be a part of it with you. So the magic that's going to show up at the end of this month is going to be 2.5 days of diving into tools, practical tools, on how to move energy through your life. So a lot of the stuck places are stuck energies. So we'll sit and we'll talk and we'll get vulnerable and we'll laugh and we'll have a really great time, because I don't know how to do anything without having fun. And I know you're the same way. So we're going to have a ton of fun, and we're going to talk about the roadblocks that we believe are so solid, and we're going to just poke holes in them and see what can create for everybody in the class if they'll choose it.
Yeah. So September 27th to 29th. I want to ask this real quickly. What have been the roadblocks in your life?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Well, I met my husband when I was 19 years old and sealed the deal right away and had 4 kids. And so, and then I said, oh, I'm going to do something big and I'm going to open a business. So I had my salon. So my roadblock was actually everybody else's version of success. And so when you judge something as right, you hold on to it for death, till death do you part with that. So I had the idea that as a mom, I'm limited. As a woman, I'm limited. As a business owner, I need to be there at that brick and mortar in order for it to be successful. I'm a married woman, so I have to be a really good wife. And so I limited myself based on the things that I thought I got right.
Yeah.
Which is often what shows up as well.
Yeah. You brought that up. I wanted to ask it. We have like 30 seconds left, I think. So again, the event, September 27th to the 29th, Omaha Marriott. You can find out more information. Email beingyouomaha@gmail.com. That is going to come directly to me, and I will answer all your questions and get you all the information. But Sarah, thank you so much. Anything that we're missing before we wrap up?
Just what if life could be more fun and you could wake up every day?
And I'm going to pull the poster out because this is a question. You'll be seeing these posters all around town.
Yeah.
One question, what if you are one question away from creating your best life? And seriously, that happened to me. And look where I'm at now. It's freaking awesome. So
thanks for having me.
yeah, Sarah, thank you so much. And we will be right back.